fashion, music, wellness.
And don't forget sex.
Mostly sex.
If it's trending, they'll be talking about it. Trend Radio is right here.
And right now, I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise.
And we always have something great to say.
Because it's us. So stay tuned.
You'll be glad you did. Good morning, Elise.
Good morning.
How you doing, Mal?
I'm good as always.
Good. Hey, you know what we haven't talked about in a long time?
What?
We haven't had any poop stories.
Well, that
Really?
could be a good
we
thing.
haven't talked about poop in a long time.
Why do we have to talk about it at all?
Well, we were told we couldn't talk about that anymore, so
It's gross.
we didn't.
Because it's gross.
And being the type of guy that I am,
You're gross.
drawn bad,
You need to talk about this?
I do. It's a date story about pooping. Al, you okay with this?
We'll see.
All righty, okay. You know, Elise, don't come off like you're so holier than thou.
Oh, I'm not. I just don't want to talk about
You
it.
poop. I know you poop.
Everybody poops.
Yes, well,
But we don't need to talk about it, do we?
yes, we do. If you're a woman,
He likes to talk about pooping and farting.
if you're
He actually talks about it. He actually he'll say, I'll be back. He's leaving the salon. I'll be right back. And I'll be like, oh, where are you going? And he'll just look at me with this knowing face. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, you're going there.
Yeah, he's going to poop.
Does he leave with the coffee and newspaper?
He leaves with don't even ask.
Okay,
It's
sorry.
best to not know.
well, thank you. Don't hold anything back. Come on, just say what you guys really feel.
I
I
can't.
can take it.
I can't. say
I got
it.
big shoulders.
No, you
I'm
don't.
not sensitive.
Yes, you are.
Well, if you're a guy or a gal with a semi-active dating life, chances are you had to poop at a date's house
Oh, yes.
at one time or another.
Definitely.
And isn't it funny, though, how guys don't think twice about pooping anywhere? You know, they just simply say,
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
Elise, hey,
Yeah, I'm leaving.
I'm going to leave. I'm using the bathroom.
Yeah.
You know, and then they
I'm going to poop. Yep. Whatever.
And then we blow up your toilet with whatever we had to eat
Awful.
for dinner. That's just crazy.
Awful.
But, you know, pooping at a date's house is really undeniably the worst experience of any woman's life.
Absolutely 100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
And, you know, we don't care. But my story begins with a man who would like to remain anonymous. And he created a GoFundMe page to ask for money to help fix his broken window.
Why?
Well, how did he break his window?
Okay, but why is he making a GoFundMe page?
I'm going to tell you.
Was it funny?
It was.
Was it
you
a
tell
funny
me.
thing?
You tell me.
Okay.
All righty. He went on this lovely date with a girl
Okay.
to a nice restaurant, and the two decided to go back to his place for a little wine and some documentaries. Now, I thought,
Documentaries, huh? That's what they're calling it now.
yeah, I thought it was Netflix and chill.
Okay, probably. Or maybe something on TV, but okay.
Whatever. So anyway, about an hour into the TV show, you know, his date's tummy started gurgling, and so she got up to use the bathroom.
Okay.
Well, she was gone for a while, and when she returned, she had like this panic look on her face, and she told him that she had something to tell him.
Oh my God.
Yes. So
Oh my God.
embarrassing, so embarrassing. So she went for a poo in his toilet, and the toilet just wouldn't flush.
Oh boy.
Now, she doesn't know why she did this, but she panicked. So what she did,
Oh God.
she reached into the toilet bowl and wrapped up her poo in tissue paper and whatever bag was in his garbage can, and she threw it out the bathroom window.
Oh my God.
So he says that he was understandably concerned.
Oh my gosh.
But like a gentleman, he told her that, well, they would go outside and they'd grab the bag of poo and pretend the whole thing never happened.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. But unfortunately, though, he forgot about a specific design flaw in his house. The window in the bathroom doesn't open up to a garden or a pathway or an alley or a street or anything like that, but it is just a 1.5 foot wide gap that goes between another window.
Oh my gosh.
So it was into the twilight zone. His date had thrown her poo.
Oh my gosh.
Now, they needed to figure out how to retrieve that poo from
This is hysterical.
the neighbor's windowsill that it landed on.
Oh my God. Oh,
So-
how funny.
The girl told him, well, that, she was a gymnast in high school. So, so she opened the window from the top because that's the only place it would open. The bottom was like painted shut.
Oh my God.
And she
this
would,
is hysterical.
yeah. So she would go down head first into retrieving the poo from the windowsill. So she was dangling there. He had her by the feet. She couldn't reach her. So she asked her date to help her out. So he lowered her just a few more inches until she got the golden ring. And now
She got the poo?
she got the poo.
Okay.
Time to reel her in. He grabbed her by the waist and he pulled hard. But she was stuck.
Oh my
She
God.
was stuck.
She was stuck in between the
She
Twilight
was
Zone
stuck.
windows?
He couldn't get her out. So he was trying for 15 minutes. And I mean, he was getting concerned. He was pulling. She was really stuck there. So what could he do? He called the fire department. And the firemen literally had to remove her from the window using special fireman tools. They had to break out the window.
This is a hell of a date.
This is something you
This
tell
is
you.
actually a date from hell.
Yeah. So, but, she was safe, but the poor guy's window was destroyed in the process of saving her. Hence the creation of the GoFundMe page.
Huh.
Now, here's the good part.
Isn't there anything like insurance or something like that?
I don't think so. But
Homeowners doesn't cover that, huh?
he raised enough window on the GoFundMe page to
Enough money on the GoFundMe?
to fix the window, and with a bunch left over, which he's going to donate to 2 charities. One is called Toilet Twinning.
Toilet twinning?
Yes, that's a charity that gives working flushing toilets into developing countries.
Oh, how wonderful is that?
Yeah, and he also
I'm sure he did something for the firefighters.
absolutely he gave to
Okay.
a firefighters charity.
Excellent.
Which leads me to the age-old question. And Al, you may know the answer to this. I don't think Elise would.
No.
Why do firemen have bigger balls than policemen?
Why?
I don't know.
I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sure he
Alrighty.
will.
They sell more tickets.
Fireman's balls,
Got
policeman balls. Yeah. They sell more tickets.
All right,
Okay.
I'm going to stick to
Yeah.
hosting radio shows and leave my comedian routines.
Yeah. That's what you always say, but you threaten us with these other jokes.
All right, now that I set the mood, I think I'm going to have to turn the mic over to Elise because Elise has some expert tips so that you can have multiple orgasms.
You mean you, like as in a guy? Because guys can't really have multiple orgasms. I
And I'm
mean,
talking about girls. I hear you and your clients talking about multiple orgasms at least a couple times a week.
You do?
You're right behind me. And what I can hear, I can see in the mirror. You guys are whispering. and when you mouth multiple orgasm, I know what that is.
You're listening to my conversations, aren't you?
No, I just can't help it. You're right there. You know, I hear everything. I see everything. I remember everything. Mm-hmm. You know, and you know, and I
Look at him. His orgasm talk.
Well, I just think that you are probably the expert on multiple orgasms. Personally, myself, I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm as good as I ever was once.
All right.
We're going to take a quick break, and Trend Radio continues right after this on 920 The Jersey.
We'd like to thank artists, where seniors are respected, choices are given, life is lived in the moment together.
By now, I'm sure you've heard about the ways the deck is stacked against women.
That's right.
When it comes to orgasming. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, it can be complicated for a woman to figure out what works for her, you know, compared to guys. You know, it's like 1, 2, 3, up and down, you know,
Boom.
That kind of thing. But there's one huge upside for women.
What's that?
Okay. We have the ability to have multiple orgasms in a short period of time.
Yeah, if you're faking them.
No. The average woman is built to orgasm again and again and again.
Really?
Yes. Meaning that once you've mastered that first peak, the climb to the next one is absolutely obtainable quickly.
Wow.
We don't require a refractory period like men do.
Yeah.
So we can stay aroused for a longer period of time and have a second orgasm and a third orgasm and then some with very little effort. So, I mean, that's fantastic. There's actually been studies, and you can look this up, I'm talking to you, Anthony.
Okay, I will.
That show about 43% of women have experienced multiple orgasms, you know?
Wow.
And I mean, that percentage of women is also capable of it being higher than that. You know, we just have a huge capacity for that. Mm-hmm. There's no hard and fast rule for when and how your multiples might occur. Because, I mean, you can have several orgasms in a row, powerful ones, and then a series of less intense orgasms as well. Like up and down, all over the place, sideways, front ways, triangular way. I mean, like there's every kind of way women can do it. So if you're looking for some practical advice on how to harness your innate ability to have a multiple orgasm, look no further. Listen to us and listen closely. Because here's where it starts.
Well,
where does it start? What do we always say?
Well, you got to be open-minded.
It starts between the ears.
That's right.
In your mind. Mm-hmm. So tune into your mind-body connection. So basically, if you go and you're going to be with your person of interest, whoever it is, and you have a limited expectation of your orgasm, what's going to happen?
You're only going to have one. It's going to be limited.
You're going to cause your body to limit its pleasure.
Wow.
In other words, if you assume you can only have one orgasm, what's going to happen?
You will.
You will.
Have one.
Exactly.
That's right.
So here's what you're going to do. First of all, what do I always say?
All right. Kegels.
Kegels. Strong pelvic floor muscles have been demonstrated to be a crucial component to having multiple orgasms.
Really?
Yeah. According to Dr. Beverly Whipple, she's a PhD and the co-author of the G-Spot and Other Discoveries About Human Sexuality. According to her, this is what's true. Okay. Kegel. Since your orgasm is essentially an intense contraction of your pelvic floor muscles, strengthening them increases blood flow to the area and enables you to experience a deeper pleasure sensation and repeated series of pulses. And this came from the author of The Passion Prescription, Dr. Laura Berman, also a PhD.
Yeah, Laura Berman used to have a TV show all about, the stuff that we talk about here on the radio show.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
So you know the Kegels drill.
Yep. Flex the muscles until you feel them tighten. Release. Tighten again.
Ta-da.
That's
See,
right.
it's magic.
That's right.
You know? And don't skimp on what? What,
The
guys?
Foreplay.
Yeah, if you want an orgasm, let alone a multiple orgasm,
Yes.
for some women, and I'm not saying all, oral sex is key. Okay? So foreplay, huge. Okay?
And what about guys? You mentioned this. Guys have refractory time.
Yeah, they need a timeout.
Yeah.
I'm sure, women can use a timeout also, because once you actually have an orgasm for the first time, it's actually, that happens, for instance, you're enjoying yourself, you're with your guy, your gal, whoever you're with, it doesn't really matter. You're having a wonderful time, and then there it is. Boom! It comes on. It's strong. It's big because it's your first one. So it's big.
Well, and sometimes too, you just can't get there.
Yeah. But once
that's
you
when
do, it's
Well, what I'm saying is, we've read stuff and talked about a timeout there also to
Exactly.
bring the level down before you bring it back up again.
exactly. But in having multiple sets of orgasms, you're trying to create this over and over and over and have multiple orgasms. So once you actually orgasm for the first time, a lot of people, a lot of women, a lot of men probably are in the habit of pulling away from your partner because you're sensitive.
Right.
Okay, you're very sensitive right there. You really are. Women become very sensitive. There's a lot of nerve pathways that have been stimulated, and there's been a tremendous surge in your blood flow. So it's completely natural for some women to want to take a break from stimulation in those moments immediately following.
Really?
Now, this isn't true for all women,
Okay.
but it can be.
Okay.
So, take that break if you need that break. But some women say that if you push through and embrace the overstimulation, your pleasure will build back up very quickly and result in another huge orgasm.
Huh.
Yeah, it's true.
So then, if you fall into a stupefied pleasure coma, what does that mean?
Well, I mean, the rule of thumb is if you fall into that, basically you're dumb. You're done. Not dumb.
You're dumb or done.
Done. I was thinking you're dumb because you know what? You don't need to do that. You don't need to do that.
Just keep going.
You can keep on going and caressing and till you feel that hypersensitivity draining away. And then everything will just start to feel absolutely incredible again. And just, you'll just keep booming.
There you have it.
That's the truth.
Yeah, yeah.
Taking a quick break. Trend Radio continues after this on 920 The Jersey.
We'd like to thank the team at Artis, a family of open-minded, compassionate, and dedicated individuals who have experienced dementia in their own families. Together, they've created a nurturing environment tailored to each resident's unique needs. If you're joining us just now, we are Anthony, Vincent, and Elise, together, Trend Radio, where we talk about love, lust, romance, and sex.
Mostly sex.
You're just so smart on all these things.
Oh, stop. You're smart, too.
You're an expert on multiple orgasms, and you're an
No.
expert on the moon phases.
Oh, well,
and how they affect your body and your mind.
The moon can affect your mind and body, Humans, especially women, have long had a profound connection to the moon. We crave and love its attention, its guidance, and really its mysticism. We yearn for it the same way others yearn for the welcoming warmth of daylight. I love the sun too. We feel powerful underneath it, and we gain energy and strength from her presence. In astrology, the moon is considered female, presiding over fertility, emotions, and there we have it, our monthly cycles. We're affected by her pull, receding and renewing as often as the tides. And we find ourselves drawn between bouts of introversion and introspection and moments of extreme passion and energy. Did you know even history can't deny the mystical role the moon plays?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I think the word lunatic is,
Yeah.
derived in a bunch of languages in reference to like the madness or the hysteria. And people even today say, "Oh, people are acting crazy. There's a full moon out tonight."
Yes.
And lunatic literally translate to moon sick.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like referred mainly to epilepsy and madness as a disease, and that was thought to be caused by the moon.
Exactly. And also, if you remember the wolf reacts, Wolfman
Yes,
turns into a wolfman because of the moon.
that's right.
I mean, I know we're talking about women right now, but anyway, Greek philosopher Aristotle believed that because our brain was a moist organ, that our minds were influenced by the pull of the moon in the same way the tides are. And a large number of investigations have shown the association of the different lunar phases with mental health, physical activity patterns, and reproduction of humans.
Oh,
Yeah, so scientifically speaking, the phases are dictated by the distance between the sun and the moon and the light visible on the moon from the Earth.
so would that mean that depending on like the pull of the moon, like the tides go in and out, can affect getting pregnant or not?
According to these scientific studies, yeah, they're saying yes. So, living life in keeping with lunar phases has a special meaning to women. And the more attuned we are to these phases and how they affect us, the better we can harness the different energies.
Wow.
Yeah, and you know how they are always saying, like, we go from a new moon to a full moon and
Right, to
all
a
that.
half moon.
Yeah, a crescent moon. There's all different kinds of, the way we see the moon is we see it in different ways.
Right.
So basically, the new moon is a beginning,
Okay.
and scientifically, the new moon is when the sun and the moon are on the same side of the Earth. Because the sun is not facing the moon, from our perspective on Earth, it looks like the dark side of the moon is facing us.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah, the sun
Okay.
from its Earth, and then we look at the moon, and the
and it-
sun is behind the moon
So
from
it
our
looks like,
perspective.
exactly. So it looks like a new
it looks
moon,
dark,
and
yeah.
that's a beginning.
Okay.
So spiritually, the new moon represents the menstrual cycle. And historically, women took time away from others during this time. Think of the new moon not only as your fresh start, but as a time of retreat, a time when you can regain your strength to begin again. The themes surrounding the new moon are new beginnings, fresh starts, and clean slates.
Well, I'll tell you, with that new moon and the menstrual cycle, I'm the one that wants to take the retreat.
Okay,
away from
ladies,
these women.
try to envision yourself
Notice-
recharging.
Is there a new moon tonight, Al? Because the way she's treating me. Did you notice how she just ignores me?
Try to envision
See?
yourself recharging under the energy
She's not even letting you get a word in.
of this new moon. Throw all unwanted thoughts, excess junk, and your co-host into the trash. Okay? To do this, it's best to just unplug. Give yourself much needed alone time. You may find yourself feeling a little antisocial and introverted for no reason at all. But just pay attention to
Bitchy,
these
too.
feelings and embrace them. As the moon turns its dark side toward us, turn yourself inward and away from the draining energy of others, like your co-host. And don't feel badly for canceling plans, not wanting to call, text, or be around your co-host or anyone.
She sounds like me now.
Turning off is the best way to make the most of the new moon. Yeah. Now, everybody out there, if you want more information about anything having to do with the moon, email us at trendradio920@gmail.com. And we can talk about the crescent moon and the waxing moon and the full moon and the half moon and all the moons.
I once mooned a bunch of cheerleaders as I
I'm
was
sure
driving
you
by
did.
a football game.
I'm sure you did.
So that was a blue moon.
That was-
Once in a blue moon. There's a green moon and a pink moon, too.
and a harvest moon?
All kinds of moons.
I'm going to email you.
You do
I
that.
will.
I know a lot about the moon.
Well, just as the moon is constantly changing, so do relationships. And how do we keep them exciting when the passion is waning?
Oh, waning and changing. Yeah, you're
That's
so cute.
right. How did I make that transition? That was good, wasn't it? Okay.
It was good. Yeah.
You know, while relationship passion runs deep, it's completely natural for the sparks that initially drew you and your partner together to fade over time.
Absolutely.
You know, and as you and your partner start to spend pretty much every waking moment together, every minute, every day, you know, you have to deal with some pretty unsexy things.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do. You know it can be unsexy.
Right. It's like, you know, how do you go number 2 when you're on vacation together? Whose turn is it to buy the paper towels?
Cleaning.
Right.
Cleaning is not sexy.
Well, you know, I always
It can
say,
be.
I want to do the dishes. I always say that. I want to do the
Well,
dishes.
all I wanted was for you to want to do the dishes. I didn't think that was such a hard thing to ask for.
I have a
You
dishwasher.
didn't have to do it.
No. I have a dishwasher. I want to put them in there. Quit arguing with me about, you know, it's only a few dishes. You could do them by hand. The dishwasher only uses a gallon of
There he
water
goes.
to
How
do a
unsexy is
whole
this?
load.
I needed something
of
washed
dishes.
immediately.
You know, brushing your teeth uses 4 gallons of water.
I needed something immediately. I didn't understand why you just couldn't do it.
You see,
I wanted you to want to do it. You didn't even have to do it.
So
Whatever.
Here we go. Getting
Okay.
comfortable with each other is just this.
Relationship 101.
That's right. And
Yeah.
it is easy to mistake comfort for boredom. You know, but I actually think the same thing.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, I think comfort is like a love security blanket. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. And it's also boring.
It doesn't have to be.
No, you know, you're not going to have to wonder, will they text me? Because your partner is definitely going to text you.
Not all the time.
Sometimes I wish my partner didn't text me so much, but this is comfortable, but inherently,
I won't text you then.
thank you.
No problem.
All righty. However, you can mend passion problems without ghosting your significant other.
Yeah, ghosting's bad. Don't ghost.
No. And, you know, there are some changes that you can make to keep your relationship exciting. And what do we call keeping the attraction high?
Keep the attraction high. Absolutely.
And one of the first thing is checking yourself out.
I see you do that all the time.
That's right. And I see the guys in the gym doing it all the time. They can't, you know, walk past a mirror and flex in front of that mirror.
There was a girl who used to work at the salon, and she'd walk into the salon, and we have so many mirrors in the salon, she could not get to one end of the salon without going and looking at herself in the mirror
That's right. Well,
every moment.
well, she never met a mirror she didn't like. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
Now,
that's true.
don't get us wrong. If you're a woman, you should maintain your independence and dress for yourself, not just your partner. Although,
Well, no, can I tell you something, though? I happen to think, though, it's if your partner likes something, wear it. If he likes or he or she likes something about, you know, the way you look in something, it makes him feel special that you're wearing it. It's delightful to his eyes to see you in it. Wear it.
well, Angie Dickinson was once asked if she dressed for women or for her man.
She
And-
dressed for women, and I happen to agree with that.
Right. She dressed for other women because they would be talking about her, but she undressed for her man.
Exactly. But, okay, we're all not Angie Dickinson. So if our guy or gal wants us to wear something special because it looks nice on us, do it.
Oh, I absolutely agree. You know, that'll increase the passion in your relationship.
Absolutely.
And, you know, getting a little dressed up for a date or, you know, taking care of yourself with a new haircut from Anthony Vincent Salon.
And if you call us or email us, actually, don't call us, email us, trendradio920@gmail.com. I'll send you a $50 gift certificate to Anthony Vincent Salon.
That's right. We will make you feel good and look good.
Yes. And in turn, your guy or gal will take notice of your glowing self as well.
That's right. If your partner is going to be more attracted to you when you look and smell good than when you don't.
Do it.
But wait a minute. I got to tell you a little story. If you're a guy, you don't always necessarily have to smell good. You know, guys have their own scent about them. And
Well, I think most girls think that smells good.
yeah, when I was out there in the dating pool, I used to have a gal. She just used to smell me, and I'm going, "What the hell are you smelling?" She says, "Well, you smell like a man," and she just liked the way I smelled.
Yeah.
And so you know me,
I don't know who she was. I'm sitting right next to you right now, and
Do I smell
it's a
good?
little rough, but it's okay.
Well, she used to grab my arm, lift up my arm, and like stick her nose right in my armpit. She used to love it.
Wow.
I don't know.
She's something.
I think she was just being goofy. But
You think so?
Yeah, but she really did say, I like the way you smell. You smell like a man. So anyway, your partner, he's going to like that you're like glamming up because it shows that you feel good about yourself and that you still desire their attention.
That's important.
That's right.
Yes, that's important. Attention from someone, attention, affection, and appreciation from your loved one is huge. So, ladies, get those lash extensions. We have them also at Anthony Vincent Salon. We do them. Nancy does them. She does a beautiful job. And bat your lashes. It's fun and sexy.
I like false eyelashes.
They're beautiful.
Yeah, and I remember when I first went to hairstyling school, there was a gal there that I adored her. She was just so funny.
Is there a
She would-
girl anywhere that you don't adore? No.
No, not really. No,
Exactly.
Anyway, she was so funny. She would grab me and she'd look at me and she would bat her eyes and flutter them. And she says, "Look at my eyes. Do they shine? Do they make you happy?" And I just would inside go blah, 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 blah.
He would just babble.
Yep. She was just, her name was Sharon. I can't remember her last name, but Sharon, if
That's
you're
probably
out
good
there
if you don't say anything about her
and
last name
you
right now.
went to beauty school and Mr. Gennady was your teacher, then call me or email me. I miss you. Anyway, make a bucket list, guys. Things to do.
You know what's great? When you and your partner talk about what you're going to do together, make plans.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a bucket list, you're going to do these things together or you're going to make plans to. Even if you don't actually do them together, it's the fun. The fun is actually talking about it together.
So you mean like,
Doing them is also fun, but
you mean you're talking about like adopting that puppy that you planned on?
or a hike that you want to hike, to the top of a very high mountain.
Machu Picchu?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay. What about something just as simple as that new restaurant with
Exactly.
the Mediterranean cuisine?
So do these things together, having a list of goals together, of things you want to accomplish or activities and trips you'd like to partake in, that's important.
You mean like, I don't know, threesome?
Exactly.
Oh.
Oh my God. His mind.
But, whatever is on your list, make sure that you both have them.
Yes, you both need to have your own list.
That's right.
Okay? And working toward them together bonds you together and creates that basis for passion together.
Together, that's right. Ask your partner what their goals are for the rest of 2017. Share them. Then cross off at least one or two every weekend, and
Reorganize your hall closet together
or do it in the hall closet together.
or skydive.
Oh, that's a legitimate goal.
Yes, skydive. That's
Or getting
you
a tattoo.
I love tattoos.
But by the way, there is nothing you can do or say to talk me into jumping out of an airplane.
But you know how badly I want to.
Yeah, and I think you're crazy.
I will get that clearance from the doctor, and I will jump out of that airplane.
Not if I could help it.
Oh, my
That's
God.
just and not that I'm controlling or anything.
You don't think?
No. Elise, why don't you buy yourself some new lingerie?
Why?
Do that.
Why can't I jump out of a plane?
Because lingerie is better. People take better care of their cars than they do their lingerie, and jumping out of an airplane would just ruin lingerie.
Who would wear lingerie to jump out of an airplane?
It just
I'll get some new lingerie, but I still want to jump out of the airplane.
Okay. Getting back to your lingerie, people take better care of their cars.
You already said that.
I did?
Pay attention.
Well,
Pay attention.
you're riling me up with this jumping out of an airplane
Pay
thing.
attention. Pay attention to the relationship.
Oh, that's right. That's right. If it makes you feel sexy, and then your partner will love it. And
It's important to pay attention to the relationship.
yeah, and the lingerie.
Yeah, yeah.
The first defense in a relationship that feels stale is simply noticing that you're not noticing.
Oh, that's true. When you're not noticing something.
Yeah, that's awful.
Yeah.
It really is important to show your partner that you're all in, especially, if you're both not on the same page of passion.
Yes. That's very important. And you know what? I think it's super sexy and very heartfelt when someone goes out of their way for me, for someone I love, just to show me that they care or, show someone that they care. I think it's so important.
That's right. If you notice things going from 100 to boring quickly, do something. Do anything.
Switch it up.
That's right. Send their favorite lunch to them at work, or
just even stock the fridge or the cabinets with their favorite stuff, their favorite things. You know what's really nice, though?
what's that?
A little note in their lunch. Or a little note in their pocket.
Oh, yeah.
As you're kissing them goodbye, stick a little napkin or something in their pocket, and then they find it later.
That's right.
And it has just a kiss on it.
And you can even put a little something in their happy box.
Yes.
Those little things go a long way.
You have no idea
Yeah.
how sweet something simple and little like that.
That's right. It
And
really
it puts you on top of the world.
Yes. And it's saving the passion in your relationship.
Just sending one little text message, just one little letter, just that says I love you. It's quick, it's easy, it takes a moment, and it means so much.
That's right. And think about it like this. When you're in a fight with someone and you both try to ignore it rather than fix the problem, it's usually the silence that festers and gets worse. And really the same goes for passion. It's important to notice the lack of passion in your relationship and then address it right away.
Okay, so that's where I'm cutting you off, like I love to do.
That's why I call you Miss Bobbitt.
Okay.
Your nickname is Lorena Bobbitt for me.
So you see how that works? A fight and passion, because both are escalated. An angry fight and crazy passion, the same thing.
Oh, they go hand in hand.
Exactly. So silence and passionless also go hand in hand.
That's right. What's worse than love or hate? Indifference.
Exactly.
Not even caring.
Not even caring.
Because if you hate me for something, well, you hate me because you love me so much and you can't say, what the hell is the matter with that guy?
Exactly. But if you don't say anything at all,
You don't care anymore.
you don't care anymore. And that's when you know you're in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
That's when things are ending. So whether that's with, you want to address something. So if you have the lack of passion in anything, take care of it. Whether it's with your hanky-panky, your lingerie, your thong or whatever it is, your bucket list.
Or how about a blowout at Anthony Vincent's salon? That putting that little bit of effort into your partner's happiness, that
that can lead to renewed passion in your relationship.
Because let me tell you, these girls look so good when we're done with them and we send these girls home looking all beautiful. You're going to want to take them out and show them off.
Absolutely.
We're going to take a quick break, and Trend Radio continues right after this on 920 The Jersey.
We'd like to thank Artis, a beautiful acronym. A, for the ability to have a voice. R, respecting and maintaining relationships. T, treasuring each person's uniqueness. I, for integrity. And S, for success and recognition. The Artis way.
You know, you're talking about texting. Mm-hmm. What if you're texting somebody other than your significant other? Do you think that's cheating?
It depends on the texts.
Okay.
It depends on, if you're constantly sending emotionally intimate but totally non-sexual messages to a close friend who may be romantically interested in you without telling your lady, are you being unethical?
But how do you know if she's romantically interested in you? You really don't know if, just a friend and just talking.
Well, if you're just having, regular conversation, I don't think that's unethical.
Right.
If you're having sexually intimate conversation with her, I think that's unethical.
Well, right. The worst part of doing something bad is
hiding it.
Yes.
Yes.
The fact that you hid activity means that, you don't want your partner to know.
That's the problem.
That's right. And personally, I wouldn't have a problem with whatever it was if you just told me. It's the secrecy that implies the guilt.
Exactly.
And, cheating, of course, is bad whether you hide it or not. But
I think that the definition of infidelity is very clear.
Okay.
Alrighty.
So you can exchange text messages every day with someone who may or may not have confessed their love for you months ago, and leave it at, we're just actually friends.
Yeah, close friends are fine. And as long as you're not hiding it, there's no problem.
Alrighty, so I say in these instances, you really must look to honesty and communication.
Communication is huge.
That's right.
So,
if and only if you're hiding these exchanges from your partner, or your partner would be perturbed,
then it's cheating.
That's right. But, if you and your partner have a chill setup where texting other people is no problem, cool.
That's cool.
Okay.
But where's the line?
I don't know.
Where do you draw the line?
Well, okay. A woman in a monogamous relationship, one of my clients, told me that she would find it very hurtful if she found out that her partner was regularly exchanging messages without her knowledge. Now,
it's the not knowing that's worse than anything else, I think. That's where it's actually, the guilty cheating thing. If I don't think it would be necessarily calling it cheating. It's text messaging, it's, funny. Maybe it gets a little intimate or a little sexy at times, a little flirty.
well,
but
it could be just silly.
It could be, and it could be flirty. I don't know at this point if I would call it cheating. As long as everybody understood.
Well,
and as long as there was knowledge about it, I don't think it's a problem.
I agree with you. Telling the other person going in that there are other people who are important to you, and that's something they're going to have to deal with. To me, that works. And I think the idea that you can only be friends or friendly or close friends with one person forever, I don't know. To me, that's
nuts.
Yeah.
I think that it's important that you give your partner freedom
to be who they are.
Exactly. I think it's really important that everybody allows for that. Again, giving freedom, depending on who the person is, can be a little bit tough because some men need to be on a leash, but not all.
Well,
That's
I don't
the
know.
truth.
I dated a girl who loved the leash. Handcuffs, She loved to be, I think it's called hobbled.
Here's the thing. We're going to disregard any of those last words and go on for this because this is the conversation that we're having.
There is this thing. It's almost like a broomstick, a heavy broomstick with handcuffs on either end.
Wow.
And what you do is you handcuff the ankles. So it's actually an ankle cuff. So they're lying on their back. Now their ankles are handcuffed in,
It's
and
not
the
even believable.
broomstick, you're holding into the broomstick, and you flip the broomstick over. They can't help but flip over with the broomstick. They are totally in your control.
So one of my clients, another, she's in a long-term relationship, and she
Notice how
said,
she just went right over.
yeah, and she said she'd absolutely consider it cheating if her partner had an emotional, intimate relationship with another woman online and didn't tell her about it. If he was talking to someone on social media that he shared common interests with, and he was having even a non-sexual conversation with, and, told her about it, she'd feel threatened.
But she's jealous, I bet.
Well, she might be jealous and maybe a little insecure, but she doesn't know if she would necessarily consider it cheating, but she'd try to understand it and maybe work from there.
Before she cut his testicles off.
I don't think she would go that far.
Yeah. Okay.
Relationships are about finding someone you can share everything with, not just your body.
That's right.
But your emotions, your insecurities, your disgusting habits.
Are you talking about me?
No, I'm not. I'm just talking about relationships. It's important that you can be real with one another and share everything. And so if part of your relationship means that your guy or gal talks to other people, via text, via online, from time to time, I think that's okay as long as there's an honesty about it, as long as you both understand it, and as long as you both don't cross the line. We've had these conversations
That's
where,
right.
If you're going to date other people, it needs to be discussed.
Right.
If you're going to bring somebody else into the relationship, it needs to be discussed.
That's right.
So if you're going to be talking with somebody on the phone, via text, online, via computer, it needs to be discussed.
Right.
Because if you're going to have a relationship with somebody, it needs to be based on communication and honesty.
That's right.
End of story.
Well, respect and trust is the number one priority for a healthy relationship.
Exactly.
We've been talking about that for years.
Whether it's sexting, texting, or any type of message, it's a violation of trust and loyalty that you have with your partner if you don't share it.
That's right. And that broken trust, that's really hard to rebuild.
It really is.
So talking about trust, let's trust some household items that we can talk about that work as sex toys. And they may already be in your house.
Like that broom thing you were just talking about?
Well, like that. But, we're surrounded by sex toys at home and you don't even know it. And as they say...
Like the broom thing
like
he
the
was just
broom
talking
thing.
about.
Yes, it's broom and two belts,
Jeez.
We're going to get into that a little bit later.
Ay.
So anything can be a sex toy. And, rather than grabbing the handcuffs that are hidden away in a bottom drawer, there we go. Just pull off your belt, And
What about your electric toothbrush?
Well,
It vibrates.
that's right. And by using what's in front of you, you're less likely to interrupt the mood by...
the electric toothbrush.
Right, that's right. Years ago, I had a roommate, and we
we were schemers. We were bad. We would meet girls and we would tell them, that we owned a salon and we were flying to a shoot. We were doing the hair in Jamaica, and do they want to come with us over the weekend to Jamaica? We're gonna and just hang out.
You meant Jamaica Queens, right?
So they get all excited, and then what we do is my buddy Carl would he was quite the salesman.
After dinner and the
he
date,
would say,
everything fell
I'm
through.
so sorry. Yeah, the shoot was canceled. The model was sick. I don't know what happened. We feel terrible. I'm going to tell you what. We're going to have you come to our house. We are going to fix for you an authentic Italian meal.
You
We're
told
going
me
to
this.
have the
You and
most
Carl used to do this.
expensive boxed wine you can imagine.
Oh my God.
And they fell for it. We would have them over. It would be
for
the
some
most
spaghetti
romantic.
and a burning
there
candle.
was more. Well, there was the burning candle. It was so much more than spaghetti. This was really, really a very, very good, all out, 5-course Italian meal with dessert, with wine, and after dinner drinks, and after dinner.
Everything else.
Yes. So it was great. So
Maybe you should give Carl a call.
I think I will. I wonder if he's got any more good stories for us.
Oh, that's great.
I'm going to tell you something even better.
Tell me.
When the woman was the instigator, and many are, when a woman invited a man on a date, paid for the date, had the date at her apartment, men had an even higher expectation for sex.
I believe that.
Yeah. And, this is a great story. Another great story. I'm just so full of stories.
Yeah, you are.
I'm so full of so much. This is a true story. A woman agreed to have a date with a man that she met on Tinder, and only to receive a $20 invoice by this mobile payment app called Venmo, after she got home. Now, it was that $20 was for her portion of the meal. So she didn't pay the bill. So I'm also guessing that they didn't have a second date.
Ouch. I don't think they had a second date or a third or anything
didn't
else.
Go well, so he sent her a bill for her part.
Ooh.
I love it.
Wow.
You just don't hear this stuff. But you hear it right here on 920 The Jersey. And we are Trend Radio.
Yes, we are.
You can't
Make sure you tune in.
That's right.
So, Elise, you know that I am very fond of fuller figured
Yes.
women.
Yes.
As opposed to
That's a good thing.
little bones.
Yes.
Well,
you always say only a dog wants a bone.
That's right. So anyway, there's this swimsuit model for Lane Bryant. Mm-hmm. And
Yes. Denise Bidot.
Yes. And, this year's Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue, they're already, rocking these bigger girls. And we know that the magazine will feature like sexy shots of these 5 gymnasts, Ali Rossman.
Ali Reisman and Simone Biles.
Yes.
Yes.
And, we also learned that the magazine featured 63-year-old supermodel Christy Brinkley.
She looks incredible.
I have had a
She
crush
looks
on
amazing.
Christy Brinkley.
You should tell her, go to the Hamptons and go get Christy Brinkley.
No, I actually ran into her at the auto show several years ago.
And did you leave with her?
No.
Okay.
No, she didn't look
Okay.
twice at me. I said hello. She did smile. She's very lovely.
She's
She smiled
beautiful.
and she said hi, but just kept right on walking. Anyway, the Sports Illustrated ads are really showing a lot of body positivity in really a whole new way.
I know that. And it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
It really is. In fact, you know that for the second year in a row, Lane Bryant is running ads for its Classique swim line.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, featuring Denise Bidot,
The
plus size model.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
And she's going to be wearing a 2-piece nautical bikini. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Everything, all of her pictures are untouched They're unretouched images.
That's right.
Yeah. Showing everything.
Her curves are in full display.
Yeah.
And you know what?
What?
So are her stretch marks.
That is true. And you know what that kind of does, though? I mean, not just for plus size women, but it does something for every woman. It highlights the fact that it's okay to have a flaw or 6. It's okay. Pictures show what people to believe to be flaws, and highlighting them is actually a powerful testament to what the brands Lane Bryant stands for and other brands as well. You know, and this way, you know, it goes against those dated notions that your beach body has to be perfectly fabulous.
Right. And we know that it's not.
Nobody's really is.
And, you know,
I mean, some are, but, you know.
I don't know if it's because I'm 40 now and maybe a little more mature, but, you know, I like, you know,
What? Spit it out.
big thighs, stretch marks, you know, that kind of thing. It just shows who you really
I think
are.
you just like women.
Yeah, I think I do.
I think it's okay. You just like women.
Well, there's an ad. It's at This Body for Lane Bryant.
Yes.
And-
And what Lane Bryant actually believes. We at Lane Bryant simply believe that all women should be seen and celebrated as they are.
That's right. I agree.
Society and the media continuously project an unrealistic and frankly outdated beauty and body standard. And that's really important. And, you know, Bidot actually posted a second image for her campaign to her own Instagram, and she captioned the image saying, "Thank you at Lane Bryant for loving my body, stretch marks and all."
I love
She's
your body too.
absolutely beautiful. And quite frankly, so are all women. Everyone. A woman should always be celebrated no matter what because she is beautiful for who she is. And on that note,
You've been listening to Trend Radio, where we talk about what's hot every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Do you want more? Go right to our website, 920thejersey.com, click on demand, and scroll directly to us.
and get the lowdown on getting down. Tune into your bad boy inside you.
Or your bad girl.
Listen each week. We always have something sexy to say. Got questions? Email us now at trendradio920@gmail.com. You'll be glad you did.
And remember, your smile is your logo, your personality is your business card.
But how you make people feel, well, that becomes your trademark.
Hey, I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise.
We'll talk to you next week.
Bye for now.
And don't forget, tune in tomorrow night, 7:30 at PrincetonTV.org, and watch us cook with love. We are the Aphrodisiac Chef.
You'll definitely be glad you did.
Please don't say